Hey guys, first welcome to Pacific Coaching Classes located at near Parsopant. Today we will discuss about the sixth chapter Animal Classification. This presentation was made by the Abhay Ishwar Bhansali means Abhay Ishwar Jain MSc B.Ed and Sayyam Sandeep Bhansali which is appeared at the SSC examination. Now there is a certain criteria to classify the system, out of which you have to study that the criteria for the new system of classification is as: first of all you have to study the grade of organization, then body symmetry. On the basis of body symmetry means you can classify the animals or livings with the help of their body symmetry also. You can also classify the animals or livings with the help of germ layer. You can also classify the animals or the livings with the help of body cavity. The body cavity is called as the coelom. It's the word coelom. Then the fifth part is the body segmentation. You can classify the animals with the help of body segmentation. Then what is meant by grades of organization? Here we know that body is made by the number of cells, huge number of cells. Unicellular organism having only one cell and all functions are performed by the same cell. It means that the unicellular organism made up by the single cell and the whole functions like digestion, egestion, nutrition, respiration, all the functions are carried forward by the single cell. The body organization of the unicellular organism is referred as protoplasmic grade of organization. Body organization of the unicellular organism is referred as protoplasmic grade of organization. In case of multicellular organism, if tissue are not formed, then their body organization called as cellular grade of organization. For example, porifera. All the poriferian animals having the cellular grade of organization means they are made with the number of cells, more than one cells, but there is a no formation of the tissues. So this type of grade of organization is referred as cellular grade of organization. Then in some multicellular organism, tissues are formed to perform the body function. Then such organization is called as the cell tissue grade of organization. Cell tissue grade of organization. Some multicellular organisms where the tissues are formed to perform the particular function, then such organization is called as the cell tissue grade of organization. For example, Cnidaria. It's a Cnidaria, not a Cnidaria. It's a Cnidaria, where here C is silent. In some multicellular organism, cell unite to form the tissue and tissue unite to form the simple organ. Means cells, number of cells get unite to form the tissue and tissues unite to form the simple organ. Then such organization is called as the tissue organ grade of organization. For example, flatworm. Flatworm having the simple organ made by the number of tissues and tissues are made by the number of cells. So it is called as the tissue organ grade organization. Then in higher multicellular organism, cell unite to form the tissue and tissue get unite to form the organ, and every organ having the more cells to perform all functions regard with that organ. Then such organization is called as the organ system grade organization. For example, frog and humans. Here circulatory system, the central part is the heart, and heart is made by the number of muscles, number of tissues, and tissues are made with the number of cells. But along with that, the blood vessels, which is not a part of heart but perform the function in the circulation, so it is called as the organ system grade organization. Then the second point is the body symmetry. Generally there are the three types of body symmetry which are commonly found in the nature: visually, asymmetrical body. The body of organism did not possess any common imaginary axis due to which it can't get to equal half. The body of organisms did not possess any common imaginary axis. The body of organisms did not possess any common imaginary axis due to which it can't get to equal halves. For example, sponges, amoeba, and paramecium. Here we may also say that the paramecium, both are the similar. That one is the pronunciation problem, but the real actual word is the paramecium according to zoology. Here we can see that the body of the organisms did not possess any common imaginary axis due to which it can't get to equal halves. यहां हम देख सकते हैं कि कोई भी ऑर्गेनिज्म को अगर हम इमेजिनरी एक्सिस अज्यूम कर डिवाइड करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो दो इक्वल पार्ट नहीं बन सकते, इसीलिए उसे असिमेट्रिकल बॉडी कहते हैं. Then radial symmetry. Radial symmetry, in this type of body, if imaginary cut passes through the central axis but any plane of body, it gives the two equal halves. For example, starfish. Here we can cut the organism with the help of imaginary axis which located in any plane, then it gives the two equal halves. So that symmetry is called as the radial symmetry. For example, radial symmetry is found in the starfish. Then bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry means in this type of body there is only such one imaginary axis of the body through which we can get to equal halves. A single imaginary axis through which we can get the two equal halves. Then that type of symmetry is called as the bilateral symmetry. For example, insects, fishes, frogs, birds, and mammals. Mammals having the single imaginary axis. Here we can see that body symmetry. First one is the asymmetrical organism, radially symmetrical organism, and bilaterally symmetrical organisms. Then the third one is the germ layer. On the basis of the germ layer, we can classify the animals in two main categories, whether it is diploblastic or triploblastic. What is meant by germ layer? In case of multicellular animals, germ layer are formed during the initial period of their embryonic development, and from those germ layer different tissues are formed in the body. Here we can see the diploblastic germ layer means at the earlier embryonic stage where the sperms and eggs get fuses and form the bulky mass. then it having the two layers. The outermost is the ectoderm and the innermost is the endoderm. The ectoderm having the responsibility to develop into the various part, and endoderm separately divided and form the newer body part. So that animal is called as the diploblastic. In case of some multicellular animals, only two germ layer, visually endoderm and ectoderm, are formed. For example, all cnidarians. The diploblastic body is the body having the two germ layer. Which one? Ectoderm and endoderm. Only two germ layer. Which one? Ectoderm and endoderm. Then such type of animals are called as the diploblastic animals. For example, all cnidarians having the diploblastic body. But in case of some multicellular animals, three germ layer are present, visually endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm. Endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm. Ecta means outer side, meso means middle side, or endoderm, end means inner side. So on the basis of body cavity, we can classify the animals, and the body cavity called as coelom. Cavity in the body and internal organ is commonly called as coelom. Cavity in the body and internal organ is commonly called as coelom. Here we can see that when we cut the animals, then it having the cavity, means it is the coelomate, true coelomate. In multicellular organism, during initial period of their embryonic development, body cavity is formed from the mesoderm or gut cell. Mesoderm or gut cell. Body cavity is formed with the help of mesoderm and gut cell. The animals with coelom are called as eucoelomates. And the animals without coelom are called as acoelomates. The animals with a coelom, true coelom, then the animals is referred as eucoelomates. E-U-U-C-O-E, coelomates. And the animals without coelom are called as acoelomates. For example, Porifera, Cnidaria phylum, etc. The animals with body cavity but not developed from the mesoderm or gut cell, then such animals are called as pseudocoelomates. Means here we can observe that the mesoderm is responsible for the coelom. Mesoderm is responsible, mesoderm and gut cells are responsible for the forming the body cavity, which we call coelom. But if the animals didn't develop the coelom from the mesoderm and gut cells, then such animals are called as pseudocoelomates. Pseudo म्हणजे खोटा. For example, Asplamenthis. Asplamenthis is the group of animal which having the body coelom but not developed from the mesoderm and gut cells. So it is called as the pseudocoelomates. Here acoelomates. Acoelomates means the body didn't having the any coelom, any body cavity, then such animals are called as the acoelomates, which we call flatworms. While the body having the true coelom, if we cut that, girls, then we can found that all the organs are located into the cavity, and that cavity is called as the coelom. And so human having the true coelom means it is called as the true coelomates. Examples are molluscus, annelids, arthropods, echinoderms and chordates. All the chordates having belong to the eucoelomates. While the animals which having body cavity but it can't develop from the mesoderm or gut cell, then it is called as the pseudocoelomates. For example, roundworms. Then fifth one is the body segmentation. If the body of animals are separated in the small similar units, then such body is called as the segmented body. Otherwise, it may called as the asegmented body. If the body of animals or animal body are separated in small and similar units, then such body is called as the segmented body. Otherwise, it may called as the asegmented body. If the animals, that one is the animal which we call centipede, millipede or something like else, that body having the small similar unit means here the one portion and two legs, the body having the portion along with two legs, and then such body is called as the segmented body. For example, phylum Annelida. Annelida belong to the earthworm. Earthworm belong to the Annelida. Segmented body. Here we can see that the body is made with the small somewhat similar units. Then such body is called as the segmented body. Here we can see that the kingdom Animalia. Animalia means kingdom. Animalia means all the animals get classified on the basis of level of organization into the two important groups: cellular level, tissue, organ and organ system level. Then tissue, organ and organ system level is again divided into the bilateral symmetry or radial symmetry. The bilateral animals having the coelom are categorized into the three important groups: acoelomates, pseudocoelomates and coelomates. For example, Platyhelminthes, a group of animals, Platyhelminthes called as the acoelomates, means all the insects, all the animals which include into the Platyhelminthes is the acoelomates in nature. While pseudocoelomates, Aslamanthes, all the animals which include under the group Aslamanthes having the pseudocoelomates. While the coelomates means having the true coelom are categorized as a Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Hemichordata along with the Chordata. While the radial symmetry, Ctenophora, then Coelenterata or Cnidaria, means the animals which having the radial symmetry are belong to the Ctenophora or Coelenterata and Cnidaria or Cnidaria. While cellular level organization found in the Porifera only. Porifera. So here the part 1 is end.